This is just, I've been talking a lot about Ed Martin. He is the unqualified interim, unconfirmed. The Senate has not approved him. They have not given their advice and consent under Article 2, Section 2 of the Constitution of the United States. As a co-equal branch of government, Donald Trump just appointed this goon, Ed Martin, to be the U.S. Attorney for the District of Columbia. Someone who, as I keep pointing out, posted this to Twitter and I believe Instagram, that as the President Trump's lawyers, he's not the lawyer for Donald Trump, we are proud to fight to protect his leadership, not his job, as our president, and we are vigilant in standing against entities like the AP that refuses to put America first. It's also not his job to ensure private companies put America first, whatever that means. This is the same man who has written letters to Democratic representative from California, Robert Garcia, threatening with prosecution because of things he said. He also sent a letter to the minority leader, Democrat Chuck Schumer, firebrand Chuck Schumer, for threats that he made to Neil Gorsuch, the Supreme Court justice. And the letters of threats continue. He has now written a letter to the university here in Washington, D.C., Georgetown Law School, to tell them if they continue with this DEI stuff, I'm not going to hire anybody. As though that's his job, to try to threaten private universities, a Catholic university, about their particular curriculum and their particular hiring practices. Here's his letter. Dear Sir, this is to the Dean of Georgetown Law. As United States Attorney for the District of Columbia, I receive requests for information and clarification. I take those requests seriously and act on them with letters like this one you are receiving. You know what's interesting about this is, one, he's just an obvious dumb shit, Ed Martin. And he's writing to the Dean of Georgetown University Law School as though this guy is going to be swayed or schooled about what the Constitution says about this clearly unconstitutional action on the part of the interim U.S. Attorney for the District of Columbia. Remarkable. It has come to my attention reliably that Georgetown Law School continues to teach and promote DEI. This is unacceptable. I have begun an inquiry into this and would welcome your response to the following questions. First, have you eliminated all diversity, equity, and inclusion from your school and its curriculum? Second, if DEI is found in your courses or teaching in any way, will you move swiftly to remove it? At this time, you should know that no applicant for our Fellows Program, our summer internship, or employment in our office who is a student or affiliated with the law school or university that continues to teach and utilize DEI will be considered. I look forward to your cooperation with my letter of inquiry after request. Thank you in advance, blah, blah, blah. I'm a dumb shit, Ed Martin. Now, the great part of this is, again, this letter was sent to the Dean of Georgetown University Law School. One, Georgetown is not a liberal institution. Georgetown, on the spectrum with the pantheon of universities in the United States, I would say sits more center-right, maybe even farther right than that. It is most certainly not a liberal, woke institution. The Catholic Church, historically super woke, right? Anyway, this dean, William Traynor, he wrote back. In grand fashion, he wrote back to the acting, interim, unconfirmed United States Attorney for the District of Columbia, and he said this, Dear interim, I didn't notice that the first time I glanced at this letter. Dear interim United States Attorney Martin, I write in response to your letter dated February 17th, 2025, which you sent to me via email on March 3rd, 2025. As a Catholic and Jesuit institution, Georgetown University was founded on the principle that serious and sustained discourse among people of different faiths, cultures, and beliefs promotes intellectual, ethical, and spiritual understanding. For us at Georgetown, this principle is a moral and educational imperative. It is a principle that defines our mission as a Catholic and Jesuit institution. He's really driving home here pretty hard that we will not be f***ed with. We are a religious school. And you will abide in your role as a member of the United States government, and there will be a separation of church and state. You will not tell a religious institution how to educate its students who pay money to be educated at that Catholic university. It's pretty great. It is a principle, again, that defines our mission as a Catholic and Jesuit institution. Georgetown University also prohibits discrimination and harassment in its programs and activities and takes seriously its obligations to comply with all federal and local laws. Your letter challenges Georgetown's ability to define our mission as an educational institution. It inquires about Georgetown Law's curriculum and classroom teaching, asks whether diversity, equity, and inclusion is part of the curriculum, and asserts that your office will not hire individuals from schools where you find the curriculum unacceptable. The First Amendment, however, guarantees that the government cannot direct what Georgetown and its faculty teach and how to teach it. The Supreme Court has continually affirmed that among the freedoms central to a university's First Amendment rights are its abilities to determine on academic grounds who may teach, what to teach, and how to teach it. This is a bedrock principle of constitutional law recognized not only by the courts, but by the administration in which you serve. The Department of Education confirmed last week that it cannot restrict First Amendment rights and that it is statutorily prohibited from exercising control over the content of school curricula. Your letter informs me that your office will deny our students and graduates government employment opportunities until you, as interim United States Attorney for the District of Columbia, approve of our curriculum. Given the First Amendment's protection of a university's freedom to determine its own curriculum and how to deliver it, the constitutional violation behind this threat is clear, as is the attack on the university's mission as a Jesuit and Catholic institution. And then finally here, Georgetown Law has one of the preeminent faculties in the country, fostering groundbreaking scholarship, educating students in a wide variety of perspectives, and thriving on the robust exchange of ideas. Georgetown Law faculty have educated world leaders, members of Congress, and Justice Department officials from diverse backgrounds and perspectives. We pride ourselves on promoting an excellent graduate and professional education built upon the Catholic and Jesuit tradition. Georgetown educated attorneys have for decades served this country capably and selflessly in offices such as yours, and we have confidence that tradition will continue. We look forward. This is just the chef's kiss on this. We look forward to you confirming that any Georgetown affiliated candidates for employment with your office will receive full and fair consideration. Sincerely, the Dean of Georgetown Law School. He just threw it right back at him. Actually, I got questions for you. You got questions for me. I got questions for you, brother. It is unearned arrogance on the part of these Trump administration officials to think that they're going to bully the dean of the Georgetown University Law School and instruct him, educate him as to what the law says. It's just rich. Anyway, what do you think? I would love to know. I invite you to this conversation. You can comment below. You can also call the voicemail line 714-576-4054. And of course, as always, you can email me daily@dollemore.com. If you want to help support my work, if I bring you value, if there are other people on this platform or others, if Substack or somebody's other YouTube channel, I'm trying to think of other places where people have memberships and stuff. But if I don't do it for you enough, but someone else does, support them. Independent media is so important right now with these types of attacks on the horizon and actually happening. But if I am that guy for you, if I bring you value, if I do something for you that you think is important, please consider $1.99 a month to help me make these videos. Click the join button below, become a channel member, or go over to patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast. Follow me on social media. I'm at Dollemore. I'd love to see you there. I'm not on Nazi Twitter, but everywhere else. And I will see you next time. Be genuine. Take care of one another.